Well, I had a question request, and it was to draw Betty Boop. So here's a Betty Boop model sheet from the Fleischer storybook. And this one says it's from 1934. And as you can see, she's made of simple shapes. Got an ellipse here and another ellipse for her lower part of her face. Nice line of action coming down like this. Hands on hips. Makes a nice shape there. But Betty Boop was a flapper, which was a type and style of woman back in the 20s. They had short hair. She has spit curls on her hair. And they wore these very short dresses, kind of risque. They hung out in dance halls and I guess in bars. Anyway, she was a certain type of woman, and so they made a character of her for the Fleischer cartoons. I guess Grim Natwick was more or less responsible for the first drawings of her. So let's see if we can do some drawings of Betty Boop based on her simple shapes here and get into the Betty Boop frame of mind. Let's put her over here. So I've got my light blue, non-photo blue pencil here. And if we were going to do a pose of her, I would do something where she's got her weight like this. And you notice she doesn't have a neck, really. Her head is right on her shoulders, and her head is the same width as her shoulders. So let's say that she's got one hand on her hip like this. And the other hand is touching her cheek like that. And then we fill in basic shapes. Kind of like that. And her dress comes down like this, and then it turns up. And this one is up here. And then there's a nice soft curve in between like that. So there's our basic shapes to make Betty. I tried to stick with stick figures first, this. And earrings. Like that. And her eyes go below that line. And they're nice and big and round. Kind of like that. And maybe she's looking up. And her eyelashes go all the way around her eyes, it looks like. And she has a cute little button nose. And her mouth is at the bottom of her face. Looks like her nose should be actually down here. And she's got a part in her hair at the top. And the line goes around here. It's a nice big shape around her eyes. Like that. And then one that goes taller than her head, like that. And then she's got spit curls. Yeah. That earring's behind her finger there. Eyebrows up like that. And there's a Betty Boop. And then we can start to darken it in. She's got spit curls on the inside of her face here. There. Maybe one more here. And these are on the outside. Just very small mouth. earring in there like that. And now the most important part, the eyes. And those eyelashes, which go all the way around. She has pie-shaped eye highlights like that. And again, this is a rough cleanup. I'm using a Microtomic 4B pencil for this. So there we have our Betty Boop. Put her garter in there like that. Forgot her nose. And we could make a little shadow underneath her. So there's Betty, America's first animated flapper. Let's give her curls on this side as well. After all, you don't want some supervisor coming over to you saying, hey, you forgot to put the curls over there too. Darkening those eyes. So there's Betty. I made her mouth a little bit different. I made it a little bit bigger so she could actually speak and you could see her lips move. But I don't think anybody will give me any grief about that. And then this is all colored in as well. So it was my second time drawing Betty Boop. I've always just looked at her model sheet. I've never actually drew her before. So you can start to do your drawing of Betty Boop now. Keep drawing.